doesn't blow up if you leave it in park. Mangled cranks and busted blocks. We don't care, we're dumb as rocks.
Life is hard when you've got more chains than brains. All our progress right on down the drain. We weren't there when they called us to the lane. Life is hard when you've got more chains than brains. More chains than brains. More chains than brains. More chains than brains. More chains than brains.
All right, continuing on with more chains and brains. We got Mod Motor Mark's new-ish block here that we're doing a little work on, trying to get the mains in shape. The first thing that we've kind of run across is this main cap, for whatever reason, has the tang on the wrong side. I guess they're telling me that's something these things do for whatever reason. So we're having with a Dremel, we just cut us a little tang spot right here so the bearing will fit correctly. Now we're gonna slide this all together and torque the mains up. Also, we've retapped side caps because these things come with a 9mm, I think, bolt in it. So we drilled that out and helicoiled it, which is a job, to accept our 3/8 rod bolts that we used in the old motor, 3/8 24 stuff. So that will accept the old rod bolts for the side caps here. They're bigger than what comes in this block. And now we're going to put all that together, measure these bearings. We've whacked it one time already, and see where the mains are at. And then if we have to take any more, we will. But just to get get the mains in shape before we go on. Anyhow, all right, we got Mod Motor Mark's new block. I don't know where he drug this thing out of a swamp or something somewhere, but anyhow, we got to get these mains in line. And this one here has a ton of taper in it. You can see where it's been machining here and it hasn't touched here yet. So we're big over here, and we're having to correct this. So I'm gonna have to cut these caps again and drop it down, tighten things up, and then come back out, and hopefully this will straighten this thing out. And we're gonna get to cranking this dude. Anyhow, let's grind these caps. All right, now we've got Mark's car, or Mark's block. Caps cut, reline honed, our clearance is good, bearings are in here, ready to go. Next thing we'll do, we'll probably set the crank in here, just make sure everything clears. These caps are weird. Some of them kind of a little bit forward, a little backwards. Just make sure that the radius is clear, thrust is good, and we'll also check the roller thrust we've made for the front. See how that is. We're probably going to have to machine something up there. I doubt we get that lucky that it works twice exactly the same. Anyhow, this is ready to drop the crank in. All right, got Mod Motor Mark's crank here, and we're having to rebalance because the new pistons are here, and they're a little bit, about 20 grams heavier. So our old bob weight is a little light, which means we got to add a little bit of weight to the counterweight. And up in the front, we put one little piece of Mallory, 1/2-inch slug of Mallory, and that fixed that problem. In the back, we have an old drilling hole. It needs weight right here, but we can add a little bit right here and fix that problem. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just braze a little bit of silicon bronze in there to fill that up, and then we should be able to spin this thing back up and maybe drill a little bit off and be good. Anyhow, let's put a little bit of silicon bronze in there. And we got a little bronze in there. I should fill that up. Not sure that's quite how you're supposed to spell braze, but anyhow, that'll give us a little more weight. Now hopefully we'll be overweight here. We can drill a little bit off in the balancer and be good to go. And Mark will stop giving me a hard time about stuff. Anyhow, all right, we spun this thing again with our metal added. We're close. It's only wanting a few grams drilled off now. We're gonna drill that, spin it again, and we should be in business. All right, we've drilled and pecked on this thing a little bit to get it down to where it needs to be. I'm gonna spin it one more time. God, look at that. Perfect. I can tell it. I can feel it. There we are. Intolerance, both ends. We're good. So now that's balanced. We're gonna probably put it in the block, make sure everything clears, and it'll be ready to assemble the short block. Well, actually, we got a hole next, but the crank side of things will be done.
Life is hard when you've got more change than brains. More change than brains. More change than